Alright. Hi guys. Not so epic dude or Nick or whatever you want to call me. I'm here. And today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my experience going to the Kids' Choice Awards 2017. Alright, so first of all, you might hear some like beeping in the background. That's our like fire alarm or something. It's been messing up. We need to change the batteries. And everyone's too lazy to do that in my house. Alright, so first things first, it took place in Los Angeles, LA, in United States, obviously, and it was about March 11th, something like that. This is a really late video to be doing this, because by the time I'm recording this, it's like early April. I don't know when it'll go up. It's like April 2nd. Alright, so yeah, it was pretty fun. Like, it was really cool being there. Like, pretty surreal, honestly. Because, like, seeing it on TV, it's... Okay, it's a lot more produced, which I kind of expected going into it. Like, when you see it on TV, it looks like some, like, big fun time, which it was going there, but, like, I don't know quite how to word it. It was just interesting. I've never been to any live events beforehand, so... Yeah, it was just a very unique experience. So, okay, so we went to LA, like, pretty much just for this. That's, like, a whole other topic in itself, and, like, we did other stuff, but this was, like, on the first day, because this was during my spring break. And so, um, where should I start? Alright, so before the show, okay, so, something that I thought was kind of odd, at, like, the stadium, they had, like, not stadium, auditorium or whatever you want to call it. Okay, you know how like they have the orange carpet thing, so like it was really closed off. Like when I used to see it on TV when I was little, like they would always have the orange carpet like out in the open, and it looked like people were like driving by, and it was a very open public thing. But like it seemed really closed out. Like it was like a giant tent and stuff. It was very odd. I wanted to go over there to see it, but it was like really strict where you could go without a ticket or without having like or turning in your ticket. All right, so yeah, so going inside. Okay, so the tickets were really cool. They were really colorful. I still have them. I brought them back with me. So yeah, those are really cool. We turned them in. Luckily, they didn't keep them. We got to take them back, as I said. Yeah, and like okay, this was something really surprised. Stuff like this, I always thought they always have like a ton of merchandise because they want you to sell like not sell. They want to like you to like buy a lot of stuff because it's this big event. But there wasn't any merchandise or concession stands or anything. I was really surprised about that. So that was kind of a downgrade. I would have spent so much money on that because, I mean, Kids' Choice Awards. um, so our seats weren't the best, but it was awesome being there, so I'm not really complaining. They were in the back area, so it's like that giant big blob you see on TV, but you don't really go like, oh, those are people back there, but you can't make them out like you can in the front or even the middle area. Um, so yeah. Um, okay, we got there. Okay, you weren't allowed to like come in 30 minutes before the show started. I don't know why. Maybe security reasons, because it's a live event on TV. So we got there, and Eastern time I think it started at 8 o'clock, and then Eastern Standard Time is 8 o'clock. Central Time, which is where I'm from, that was 7 o'clock. But in LA it was 5 o'clock. So it just gives you kind of like perspective. It's like, oh, this is like this prime time in other countries. Not what other country in other time zones, but here in LA where it's being actually taken place, it's still really early in the day. I mean, 5 pretty early, if I would say so. Okay, so the show starts, and well, it didn't. Okay, it didn't start yet at this point. There was like this producer or something. He was kind of like talking to everyone, before the show started. There was like, oh, remember we're gonna be on live TV. It was just kind of prompting everyone to make sure being happy and all that. And so, I remember at one point. Okay, I think they were like doing some promo. I actually no, it probably wasn't a promo, but it was like before the show, like live or something. That was on the orange carpet. I think there were also like I remember them. They like gave kids in the front area, like the slimed area. They were like giving them signs, so they looked like they brought them or something. But no, no one was allowed to bring anything in. And so yeah, that's just one of those produced things. I'm gonna be talking a little bit about all that. Um, just little produced things that make the show a little more fake. Whoa, okay, that makes the show a little more fake, but still wasn't a bad time. Okay, so the show starts around 5, and the big host John Cena. He had to make all those John Cena jokes. They had him like come out and go had like the John Cena theme song. It's pretty interesting, kind of a dead meme, but it's all good. They had him like pull off his tuxedo or whatever in wrestling. It's kind of funny. Um, Honestly, the entire show was kind of a blur. It was a lot of promotional things for movies, which is what all these award shows are all about. I feel like there were more this year than there ever were. But yeah, okay, so alright, so now let's just kind of like get into the actual like awards. Okay, so if I can remember, this year had like the most like different awards than any other year. I'm pretty sure. I think when I was like looking on Wikipedia, that's what it said. So the first thing they did was favorite animated movie. Big place to start. That's a very big award for that show. And so Finding Dory won, which I was pretty surprised about. I thought Zootopia should have taken that, but I don't know. And then Ellen DeGeneres went up there, and they also said she won 2 other awards, which I believe were favorite squad, or hashtag squad. I'm not a big fond of that name. Hashtag squad and also the favorite voice of the animated movie. If I remember, let me look it up. I think she was also a favorite pet for Dory. Let me see. Kids' Choice Awards 2017. Just gonna use this little reference thing. Alright. Yeah, it was March 11th. Favorite voice. Oh no. Okay, most wanted pet was another person. That was actually Kevin Hart, and I remember when he was slimed, it was like kept on missing him. It was pretty obvious that he was gonna be slimed. At the end, he was like, "Oh, I've never been slimed, and I never will be." So he's kind of a schnick they have with a lot of those actors that come there. Um, okay, so there were not many slimings this year. Like I remember, like pretty much everyone that would go there would be slimed, which I kind of like how they're doing it now better, because it's like, oh, it makes it more of an honor to get slimed. So yeah, that's pretty cool how they don't do that as much. So yeah, honestly, a lot of the awards they didn't feel legit. Like, I don't know. I feel like they really just let whatever actor or actress actually comes to represent the movie. They just let that person win. I don't know if that's correct or not, but I feel like that could represent a lot of award shows. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not in the production at all. Oh, that's another thing. Okay, so we were kind of like walking around the building a little bit, chatting around, trying to find some merchandise, which there wasn't any. So yeah, we met a lot of people, and a lot of people were there, like because they knew like producers and stuff, but we'd actually like paid for our tickets, like um online. There's like a few ways to pay for it, so maybe like producers give people tickets, like companies tickets, then they sell it through them. Because on the ticket it said it's not supposed to be sold and has no retail value, but we got in and we got to see it, so it's all whatever. Alright, so Kevin Hart, he won a lot of stuff too. He won favorite pet, best friends forever with Dwayne Johnson, and then favorite villain. That's just the thing. So many people winning so many different awards. It gives a little suspicion, doesn't it? There was a lot of music awards this year, like a lot. I don't remember there being this many. But yeah, so it was kind of how I expected it to be. Music group was Fifth Harmony, male singer Shawn Mendes. Female singer Selena Gomez. Yeah. Um, yeah. If you guys want like all of the different winners, you guys can just there's places out there to find them. Favorite cartoon. Okay, honestly, this wasn't much of a surprise. SpongeBob winning. He wins every single year, and he'll probably just keep on winning. Because this is like what the 14th year? Not 14th in a row. Because I remember Avatar won, 2008, but he's been winning since 2004, 2003, somewhere around there. So it's yeah. I mean, it's Nickelodeon's mascot pretty much. So I wasn't really expecting otherwise. Well, although Loud House was nominated, and that show has been getting a lot of attention recently, so I digress. I don't know. Alright, so other awards I want to talk about. Oh, favorite movie? Okay, honestly, Ghostbusters, like what? The new Ghostbusters? Like, Captain America Civil War was an amazing movie. That should have won. Rogue One, I mean, it was okay, but that could have won. I don't know, the selections weren't too good. Pete's Dragon, like, okay, I didn't hear any promotional work about that movie. Because, like, all the live action Disney movies are getting all attention. Like, the Cinderella movie, that wasn't that good, I thought, but that got a lot of attention. Jungle Book, and then more recently Beauty and the Beast. I think that just came out. Those are all getting a bunch of attention, so yeah. Anything else? Favorite TV show, for kids was Henry Danger. I mean, yeah, well, not much to say about that. Something kind of interesting, like that one only had 5 nominations. Like everything else had like 6 or more. So that was pretty odd. And then the favorite TV show for family show was Fuller House. Eh, I don't think it deserves all the hate it's getting, but it is pretty bland. It just takes the Full House concept and doesn't really do anything with it, in my opinion. Okay, so more of the show. Okay, so what were the singers? I forgot. Let me see. Um, Jacob Sartorius. That was on the orange carpet. I didn't see that. Thank God. Machine Gun Kelly and Camila Cabello. They did Bad Things. Okay, okay, hold on a second. Like, they did Bad Things at the Kids' Choice Awards. Like, I only want to do bad things to you. Like, yeah, I guess kids don't get it, but it's just kind of. Eh. And then Little Mix did 2 songs. I didn't even know who Little Mix was before this, and I think they also won the um, Global Star. Yeah, they also won the Global Star. That's another one of those things. Like they're gonna win just because they were there, probably. Of course, I could be wrong, but it just feels that way with the way that they're representing us. Presenters. Presenters was pretty cool. Like, I mean, they had Miranda Cosgrove there. That was pretty cool. I kind of like how they did that because she was like, oh, when I was on iCarly, we always loved coming to Kids' Choice Awards, and then she also had a Dan Schneider show on. It's kind of like a passing of the torch kind of thing. It was kind of symbolic, I suppose. So that was pretty cool to see. More about presenters. Who else? They had This was another Nick alum. They had Nat Wolff there. That was from the Naked Brothers band. That was a show from the mid 2000s. Not a very good show, but it was there. It happened, and we can't forget about that. Gwen Stefani was there. She had a Nickelodeon show. I don't know if it's still going. It was acquired. She didn't like make it for them. But yeah. Demi Lovato, she did. Oh yeah, the Smurf skit. That was weird. Like they had like that girl like spray paint her skin blue. I felt really bad. Like, and then it was for the new Smurfs movie. Okay, so yeah, all the little skits that they had like a Smurf skit, they had a Transformer skit, Power Ranger skit, and then they had the Wonder Woman skit, and Guardians. Yeah, they had the Guardians of the Galaxy skit. Um, all obviously, for those movies that were coming out. And that's also a Chris Pratt got slimed. Like from the Guardians of the Galaxy one, he got slimed like off camera. That was lame, honestly. Like they should have just did it in person. Maybe he wasn't there, and they already had the skit picked out. I don't know. Or it could have been live, but in the room, in the production room, I don't know. All those computers and stuff. If they got slime on that, that wouldn't be very good. So I don't think that actually happened there, but who knows? Um. Uh. Oh yeah. So for the Wonder Woman skit, they had like these peripherals like under everyone's seat, and it had bold letters. It was like "Do not touch until instructed." It was like, chill. I guess they didn't want to spoil it for people watching on TV or something. I don't know. But so yeah, when that happened, it was the one. It was like a Wonder Woman skit. It was really weird. They were like firing lasers, and they wanted us to reflect them, but like, it was just a bunch of lights shining onto people. So it was kind of awkward to do. It was like what? Because, it's just lights. That maybe that's something for the really little kids. Once again. Um. Okay, other stuff with the like stage and stuff. The stage was pretty small. Honestly, it was kind of cool. It was like a middle area, and then had like two other areas, each with like a not a podium, like a leisure, like something like that. A leisure and a like that's where they announced the winners and all. Okay, so the stage was really cool. Okay, so like for the first time, if I can recall, they had like a back studio audience, which is pretty cool. It was like on the stage, but it was people watching from the other side. I was kind of like scratching my head about like if those were like actual paying people or if they were like fill-ins. Okay, that was something like the fill-ins thing. I don't know if they had fill-ins or not, but just like looking at like how the tickets were organized, I feel like people. Okay, I feel like the only legitimate people that were like actually there were like in the middle area or the back area. Then like all the fill-ins they had were like in the front area, maybe in the area with like the slimed kids. Okay, I think the slimed kids were legit because after the show, I'll get to that after the show later. Um, because all the slime kids were actually there, obviously, but like I feel like they had fill-ins around that area, probably because that's the area that's gonna be seen on TV, and they can't have any kids just walking onto the stage. I don't know. Um, okay, so yeah, the stage was pretty cool. They had like a huge screen in the back as they do every year, but that's just one of those surreal things. Seeing it, it's just like wow. It's like it's really cool to see. There's like it's so colorful and stuff. Yeah, it like watching on TV doesn't really do it justice. It's just pretty magical, if I would say. um, what else? What else? What else? What else? Okay, so there were parts where they had like effects, like they had like fire effects and stuff like that. That was another cool thing. It was like it was like how do I even describe it? It was like there were just flames and stuff like that. That was another really cool thing to see in person rather than on TV. Because on TV it probably just like looks like a big ball of light. So yeah. Okay, so what else? What else do I should talk about? All right, I guess I'll get to like the end of the show and after the show. All right, so at the end of the show, as always, they had the host come up there, get slimed with all the kids, and so that was pretty cool. And like at this point, oh, okay. During the commercial breaks, they had like those shirt blasters. They were like blasting shirts at people, and there were like a bunch of people around me like cheering for shirts. I don't think anyone near us got any because we were in the very back. But it's still pretty cool that they did that, especially considering they didn't have anything for sale. That was just something that got me a little upset. They didn't have anything for sale, so it was like He was like, you want to get merchandise. You're going to this big event that you'll probably never go to again, and then nothing to get it. But I know, okay, when all the kids got slimed at the end, they had like this walkway for them to go on and get like dried, not dried, because slime isn't really wet per se. From what I saw and like from what I heard from people, it like sticks to your skin more than anything. Okay, so I guess they got towels to wipe it off, I suppose. And yeah, I think all those people got shirts. And honestly, I was kind of upset at this point that I didn't like get anything for like um memories. So I like took one of the towels that had slime on them. Yeah, people were like sliming shirts. No, not sliming shirts. Yeah, people were like sliming towels and stuff, and they used them to like wipe it off. So yeah, took one of those. And then okay, after the show ended, or when the show ended, they had like balloons and confetti falling. I also took a balloon and some confetti, and I'm planning on making like a little memorabilia box, I guess, with like the tickets and all that. So it's pretty nice. Yeah, I sound like a weirdo being like obsessed with all this award show stuff. Like, yeah, Nickelodeon is just a pretty big part of my life, I suppose. So I just kind of, this is a pretty big deal going to it. Is like I keep on saying, pretty surreal going to it. So after the show ended, we got like an okay. It was like everyone was just like storming outside. It's pretty crazy, and then like all these slime people. Yeah. All these like people that were slime. Okay. Okay. So like I feel really bad for like all these parents, cause like, okay, they had to like drive home with like their kids all slimed and stuff. That's probably gonna like ruin their car. I mean, yeah, they have towels, but it's still most of it's dried into their skin and pants and clothes. They probably ruined a bunch of clothes for that. That's, I guess some could say that's worth it, but I don't know. So yeah, when we were leaving, it was just like a big storm of people, and I was trying to stay with my people, and then yeah, I was like carrying all my stuff. I don't think you were supposed to take the towels because they had like a little return thing for the kids that were like leaving, but I I took some home because gotta have those memories. So unfortunately, I didn't get slimed. Getting towels that were slimed is the next best thing. I'm like obsessed with that stuff. All little memorabilia and memories and all that. Yeah, we took a ton of photos. Like before we went to the show, I cleared out my entire gallery, and then by the end of the show, I ran out of storage. So, yeah. Um, uh, so yeah. Okay, so the smell of slime was a lot weirder than I was expecting. It's not really bad. It's just like gross. I don't know what else to say about that, but it wasn't gross. It was just different and smelled weird. So that was something, and from what I heard, it stick to people's skin. I already said that. So that's about it with that. Um, so overall, the show was really fun. I'm so glad I got to be able to do that. And yeah, like that was the Kids Choice Awards 2017. Um, okay, so the next day we watched it on TV, and honestly, like if you weren't there, the show probably kind of sucked. It didn't seem to be very good, and also Samurai Jack came on that same night. I didn't get to watch it because I was doing all that stuff. We were out until like 8 o'clock, but still, we had to get back to the hotel and do stuff, so I didn't get to watch it. I wanted to though, but Samurai Jack, I keep on seeing like on Twitter, people are like, "Oh, didn't watch Kids Choice Awards, but I got to watch Samurai Jack." So it's like, those are very different things, but all right, because I saw a lot of posts like that, and so yeah, we saw it the next day, and it it was awful. Like, this was not one of their best years for Kids Choice Awards, like for viewership wise, not like ratings viewership wise, but it wasn't enjoyable to watch. It didn't seem like, but being there just makes it the best one they've ever had. Cause yeah, you're there and it's fun, yada yada yada. More sappy things to say about how much I loved being there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The Kids Choice Awards was pretty fun. We did other stuff in LA. We were visiting there from where we were usually from, Texas, and it was just, yeah. I'm really glad I got to do it. That's something I've been like. Okay, I asked to do it when I was really little, but I feel like I didn't expect doing it because it's some award show. You don't know what really goes on at those award shows, and no, I didn't know what was going on because it was pretty produced, but that was to be expected. And yeah, it like 6 7 years later, I actually got to do it, and I was like, all right. So yeah, it was awesome. Thank you guys for watching, and talk to you guys next time. If you want to subscribe, do it. If you want to like, do it. If you want to dislike, do it. Anything's cool. All right, thank you guys. Bye.